Hey guys, what's going on? Scott here. Welcome to some more narrated thought duels. Today I'm trying the very first weapon drop that you can possibly get in the game, which is the Ornamental Straight Sword. And I look hideous for a reason, because this is the character that doesn't really have any armor. I don't have many options for high poise armor, and if you want to use these weapons, I highly recommend poise because they do very little poise damage themselves. So people will not really get stunned by your hits, and also the range is not amazing, and honestly, the DPS of you shredding with this is actually quite good. So getting right in people's faces and pressuring them is one of the best ways to use these things. Because otherwise their damage is pretty lackluster. But yeah, if you get right up in their face and spam, it's pretty good. Good poke. He broke my poise. We're going to wait a second. That should hit him for a shit ton. And there you go. That's how much insane damage this thing does if you get a R1 combo in. It's very, very damaging, but unfortunately, it's kind of hard to do that if you do not have any poise, because even if the person you're going against doesn't even have heavy armor, they can still have pretty light armor and still ignore the first hit of this. I believe if they have over 56 poise or 61 poise, I believe it's 61 poise, which is really not that hard to get, they will completely ignore this first hit and then smack you before, you lose that trade heavily. So you kind of need poise on all these short-range weapons. Like, if you got, like, a spear or something like that, or, just really any of the longer-range weapons, you don't really need poise nearly as much. I think everyone could use a little bit of it, but you don't need it as much. But if you're using weapons that have very short range, unless you plan to only do this running R2, which is quite good, by the way. This is a good running attack. The jumping attacks are also actually pretty cool as well. But unless you're planning to pretty much only do those, the best way to maximize damage from this is just getting right up in their face and pressuring them, and poise enables you to do that very safely. So that's what we're going to be doing. And this buff is the only ability this weapon has, so it's also very quick too. Interesting. I'm going to do running R2 here. Try to catch him. Did not catch him. Good latency test though. We're going to trade right here maybe. Now it does some chip holy damage, so it's not bad. Again, we're going to keep getting in his face and then out trade him. Ooh, surprised he has the stamina for that, honestly. I'm going to stay on the offensive here because he's kind of on the, like, he's got to be taking stamina damage from this. Like, there's no way that he still has stamina. There's no fucking way you still have stamina. Oh, I had him. I fucking had him. We're still going to pressure the shit out of him. Ah, we lost the pressure. I had him. I fucked up. We're going to try to bait these as much as possible. Oh, that thing has quite a turn. Holy shit. So, I had him dead there. I just made a crucial mistake. I knew his stability, like, it was not going to last. Now, I'm not 100% sure how the stability damage of Straight Swords is, because shields in this game are utterly, completely broken. You can actually have a setup in which your shields have infinite stability. So I'm actually still kind of learning myself what the stability of certain things are. So I knew I had to be getting close, and I just should have trusted my gut, because then I would have just stopped attacking, and I could have just, critical hit him, and he'd be dead. So that was me just not trusting my own gut instincts. I've used these swords for a grand total of 10 minutes, so I definitely need more practice in realizing how much damage they do to shields. It seemed to do enough. I also probably could have swapped to this ring after I lost health, the stamina reducing attacks against blockers. I don't have any of my inventory organized for quick swapping or anything like that. I haven't quite gotten to that level of sweat yet, but that would have been a smarter idea. If it was a great shield, I would have just given up, because there's no real beating that, but... Alright, so here we're not going to poise trade. I might as well be naked during this fight, because poise trades are not something I'm going to win. Because that thing out damages the bejesus out of me. And that's okay. So we just have to be safe. He's probably going to do Bloodhound Step and poke 3,000 times in a row, and there's pretty much no counter to this until he runs out of stamina. It's very, very engaging. Bloodhound Step is just complete fucking AIDS. And that's all I have to do. Just repeatedly dodge until he runs out of FP to use Bloodhound Step, I guess. Because there's no real punishing this. Is that a poison greatsword? What the fuck? So yeah, you actually can't parry that anymore. For some reason, they removed the ability to parry two-handed ultra greatswords. I don't know why. Do I have a poison cure thingy? I don't think I do. Are we done doing... No, okay. About to say, are we done doing rolling attacks now? There's nothing I can do here, though. I can't... He has poise to tank through one hit, and I'll lose the trade, so... I don't really know what to do here, other than just... Okay. You gotta be low on stamina now, right? No. Like, you shouldn't still have stamina. There's no way you still have stamina. Backstab? Nah, Dark Souls. Hey, at least he's at a fucking quick stepping here. He's finally at a quick stepping or Bloodhound Step FP, so that's pretty much my only strat for people that spam Bloodhound Step with Ultra Great Swords. It's just wait for them to eventually run out of FP, and then when they do, pressure their flask drink, so that's some free damage. Or maybe they just don't have time to do it, and then eventually they die. That's I don't know how else to counter that. That seems to be the only way. You just have to waste all of their FP, which can take a very, very long time. So yeah, that's just super uninteresting to fight. But there's no other way I can counter it, because no amount of poise is going to stop me from getting stunned from that rolling poke. So there's no getting around that. And since you can't parry it anymore, in Dark Souls 3, you used to be able to parry that thing, the rolling attack, and that's the only thing that stopped that for being super annoying. But now they made it so you can't parry it anymore when it's two-handed. You can when it's one-handed, but not when it's two-handed. So they just made that so much more annoying to deal with. But I guess just patience, you eventually wait it out. I wish this golden tempering buff lasted a lot longer. It lasts like 20 seconds, so it's kind of rough. Can that shield parry? I don't know. Can it? What even is that? Fuck. What is this? What is this? What the fuck? Looks like a nipple. The fuck is this? Alright. I'm gonna do the golden tempering Giga R2 where you hit 3,000 times. This thing never works because it's a fully charged R2, but here we go. Got him. I don't know how you're ever supposed to hit that in PvP, but God bless if you do somehow. We're just not going to count that one. I don't know what the fuck that guy was doing. But yeah, when it's buffed, you can hold R2 and just do this hilarious attack. It's kind of like the Grafted Science attack. I guess that's what it's supposed to be like. But you have to just hold R2. And when you're doing a charged R2, that also doesn't stun. There's just... The way poise works in this game, there is no reason to ever use that attack ever. Unless, like, you have infinite poise flask and you're getting ganked and they're overzealous or something, but it doesn't even stun them. So as soon as they get hit by the first little hit in that combo, they just roll away. So I don't know what the hell the point of that attack is, but it is pretty pitifully bad. Honestly, straight swords in general are just way worse than they used to be. Which, you know, they had their time in the sun for quite some time. In Dark Souls 3, they were very, very good. But because of poise now, you know, I can't stop someone from swinging if I do this, where usually you could pressure people with a shield, get up in their face, and when they roll, you roll catch and stuff like that. But now they just ignore your hit and out-trade the shit out of you, because I have like 80 dexterity with my flask, and I'm still rocking only, you know, 400 and something AR. This is like a Dark Souls 3 attack rating. It's like it didn't get the memo that everything else does 8 billion% more damage in this game. So, I mean, even with this, I'm still at, you know, 500 something. So. Cool. I should have pressured that earlier. I forget how long that recovery is. He's got Carrying Slicer. Cool. Will he combo it? No combo. I just wanted to see what he would do there. Roll catch with the R2? No. Good double roll. Alright, at this point, he has a straight sword, so I'm just going to out-trade the shit out of him. And this is where poise is going to absolutely win me the fight. Let me rebuff this. Oh, he broke my poise, so that's fine. Alright, we just get in his face and kill him as soon as he swings. GG. Perfect example. He didn't really have that much poise, and I had poise. We both had straight swords. I came out on top because I walked in his face and pressed the button. It's pretty much like, you know, the Sandor Clegane strat, or his advice. I'm winning because I have a lot of fucking armor and well, not really a big sword, but I'm winning because I have a lot of armor and a smaller sword. If we were, you know, that was a mirror match of weapon classes, and the only reason he was losing that is because he had no poise. And that is why straight swords are a lot weaker now. They don't require poise, but it's so much... Like, you're so disadvantaged going against somebody that has poise if you do not have poise with a straight sword. Pretty much all you can do is, like, try to do, like, safe pokes like this out of range and do running R2s. Like, spacing with a straight sword is a lot harder with poise. Like, a lot harder. And that's why straight swords have just been kind of... They're just kind of weaker compared to before. Despite the fact that they haven't changed at all. They're just weaker because the game changed around them. I really wish the Golden Tempering buff lasted longer, though. Because the moveset you get is different when you buff your weapon, but all the moves are kind of like that. That's cool and all. Like, that R2 is cool, but it's just, I don't know. It's not that great. It's a little slow. I'll try it here for a roll catch. We're gonna mash R1 here because he's kind of stuck in us now. Surprisingly, or non-surprisingly, the most effective strat I found with this thing is getting in people's faces and mashing R1, because the R1 DPS is super, super good. That's by far the best part about this weapon. And, you know, yeah, you do get this, like, fancy R2 when you buff your weapon for 20 seconds. That's cool and all, and you have a bit more forward momentum there, but it's not enough for a roll catch. And if you charge it, you're just never gonna hit that shit ever in a million years. So it's kind of, you know, it just all boils back down to just R1 being king. But it's not true for all weapons. There are actually a lot of weapons that have very, very good R2s. Like, you know, the Zweihander, for example. That R2 poke is super, super good. Just some weapons, you know, hell, even this. In Dark Souls 3, this was so good after doing an R1, and then a roll catch with this. It was so, so good. But because there's no R1 combo anymore, it's like, it's not as effective. Well, obviously this guy's going to be a big fat caster. If he drinks the infinite FP flask, we just immediately run away. Like, out there. We're looking for blue lines on him. No blue lines, so no infinite FP. Alright, get in his face and swing. That bubble just saved a shit ton of damage from him. That was the end of the combo, right? I just have to trade with him. That should be a trade right here. There we go. That's pretty much the whole premise of using this weapon. Stack poise, get in his face. Oh. I have 12 Estus, so I don't think you're going to win this one, but okay. I guess it hasn't caught on. You're not supposed to heal during duels yet. Yeah, I just have so much... Like, I hate how good poise is in this game. But it's to a point where if you really want to, like, consistently win duels, you need some semblance of poise. Now, you don't need to be a monster like me. You don't need to have this much poise, depending on the weapon class you're going against. But I was literally able to tank 4 of his hits, and I just kept mashing. And when you have weapons, like, I keep using weapons that have very, very short range. I think the next video I do will be like a spear or something, so I can show how you don't actually need poise if you have a weapon that enables spacing. But these things don't really enable spacing. These things want you to be right in their face and just Bloodborne, like, you know, Blades of Mercy, just just like going to town on them. That seems to be the most effective way to use these things. And if you do them like that, the DPS is actually unreal. But yeah, trying to just go for fancy like R2s and stuff like that, the damage just does not compare at all because you're swinging with a 480 AR weapon. Pretty much whatever you're trading with is going to massively outtrade you. But this, yeah, super high DPS. I hate that a lot of these videos are boiling down to just R1, but that's just kind of how Dark Souls, or I'm sorry, Elden Ring is. I keep saying Dark Souls because this game is literally just Dark Souls 3 engine, but with a lot more stuff into it. If you play Dark Souls 3, you know how valid that statement is. This is just Dark Souls 3 combat with a lot more stuff in it, but you can feel the basis of Dark Souls 3 in here. It is unmistakable. So that's why I keep saying that. I'm not saying that as like a joke, or I'm not adapting to the fact it's a new game. It just literally is like the same exact engine. So the combat feels really similar. Also, the straight sword moveset, literally identical to Dark Souls 3. Completely identical with the follow-up R2. Like, this is the exact same moveset, except they added 2 more hits to this combo now, and it has that 4th hit. And so, yeah, I'm not trying to like pretend that this game is Dark Souls, but it sure has the soul of Dark Souls in there, and that's why I keep making that comment. So, here are my stats, by the way. I feel like I should have mentioned that before. I showed them a bit earlier, but pretty just standard dex build. It doesn't really scale with strength very well, so there's no other stats to really put in. So I just stuck them in endurance. No reason to do anything else. That's the winged scythe, I think. Yeah. Ragnar, what are you doing? Ragnar, don't kill yourself. Ragnar? Ragnar, what are we doing here? Ragnar? Ragnar, what are we doing? Are you trying to cheese me there, bud? Fuck it, I'll take the bait. I got poise for days. I'll fucking take this bait. He's probably going to try to grab me, but I'm pretty sure I can R1 him before it's going to matter. Are we fighting? I don't know. You fought dirty. I'm just going to try to kill you. Running R2 to catch? Nah, it has very little range. I don't know how that's not a backstab. It wasn't even a backstab grab. I did a delayed R2 there because I saw I brought out a parry shield, and I figured he was just going to try to parry, so. If you see a parry shield come out, that's something I haven't really had to do very much because people are not parrying very often, I've noticed. In none of my videos so far, I've actually had to mix up my timings to avoid a parry, but there's an example of doing that. I fully charge an R2 instead of just letting it go halfway, so. The guy's name was Bleed Equals Gay. You tell him, bub. I actually got bored of my bleed build already because it was just walk up on people and then press R1 twice and they die. Bleed needs to be changed in some way. The fact that bleed stuns you and then chains into more hits that also bleed you is ridiculous. It is. You know what? You know, bleed is so good it like overcomes poise because bleed stuns you no matter what your poise is. So if you have like a twin blade against the guy with 8 billion poise, you still get stunned because it bleeds you in one hit and then your poise is irrelevant. So hell, maybe bleed is a necessary evil because it's the one counter to poise that there actually is. I'm not sure how much I like that. In fact, I think I hate it, but maybe like it's a necessary evil sort of thing. I gotta say, I really do wish this running R2 had more range. I've tried to roll catch with this, but I think maybe if I get one hit and then... I don't know. It's not like a spear. Like, the forward momentum is okay. The forward momentum is basically one step. I don't think that's really enough to reliably roll catch. I've tried a bunch, but I just can't seem to do it. Honestly, this might be better for roll catching because it seems to have more range and it hits twice, so... if they do dodge the first one, they might get hit by that second slash. Now, it's not going to do very much damage, but it's still better than not hitting at all. I'm going to try the running R1 for roll catching now and see if that's better, because the multi-hit. Because you definitely can't roll both of those. But this, you can roll pretty easily. Hey, Moonlight Greatsword. Cool. I'll let him buff up whatever he wants. Oh, that's like a very cool themed build. I like it. Oh, I don't like it anymore. Oh, he's just going to Stars a Rune, so we just run away. I'm out of range. I didn't see if he used an infinite FP flask. Typically, when I see this, I just stay out of range for a second. He's casting 8 trillion spells, so I can only assume that he's out of range. I'm sorry, I can only assume that he used the infinite FP flask because he's just casting giga spells. So he's probably out of it now. Now we can pressure. It just pretty much just gets free damage, unfortunately. Ugh. Thank God we made the mana cost for this better. I don't even know what to do here. I should trade this. Nope, Frostbite chain stunned me. Oh, that's so unfortunate. That sucks. Yeah, I don't really know what to do against that. It's kind of cheesy. There's really nothing you can do against that. I guess you know what I should have done? I should have just ran and not been scared of the Chilling Mist and just eaten the Frostbite. I think that would have been the best choice. Because then I would have been immune to Frostbite. And then I could have just pressured. But just letting a mage sit there and cast Stars of Rune, because they just made it... first, I don't know why they buffed that spell, but they did. They made it cost even less FP now, when it was arguably the best spell that they have. Oops, what the hell am I doing? Wrong button. So people can spam that even more now. And typically what you would normally do is just rush them, but she put the Frostbite juice in front of her. So I definitely know what I should have done there. I should have just eaten the Frostbite. Yeah, it would have sucked, but it would have been a lot less painful than just giving her free damage because I don't have any range anything. I can't do anything to her, so I should have just eaten the Frostbite because then I'd be immune to Frostbite for the rest of the battle, and that would have been a lot better. So that is definitely what I should have done differently to win that. Don't be scared of the Chilling Mist. Just eat the Frostbite. Yeah, it's going to chunk you. It's going to suck. It might even stun you into more damage, but it's better than just not fighting whatsoever, so. Alright, what do you got? Greatsword. Honestly, I think I can even take a Greatsword. Is that an Ultra Greatsword? No, it's a regular Greatsword. I think I can tank this. Let's see. Oh, I definitely win that. I'm trying to Storm Stomp into combo, which does combo. This guy's movement is actually kind of cool. I think I win that trade. GG. The guy's movement was cool. He was using Storm Stomp, which is a guaranteed combo into another R1. It's a very common high-level strat, and the reason it is because it sort of counters Bloodhound Step because it has a constant damaging AoE for a second, which means if they Bloodhound Step into you, it will actually tick on them. Problem is, if you have Poise, you can ignore it and just trade anyway, so It's not foolproof or anything, but it's something to try to deal with. Bloodhound Step right now, because Bloodhound Step is also incredibly meta. Because there's just no real countering it other than just waiting and waiting. I believe, I forget who it was. I think it was Amir. Somebody checked the iframes of it. Like, the iframes of a normal roll is, what, like 16 iframes? And then Bloodhound Step has 21. So, it's like 25% more iframes on that shit, and you also go double the distance. It's an absolute nightmare to deal with. Absolute nightmare. But that's why Storm Stomp can be pretty decent. Wizard Weed. All right, then. He does have a parry shield, so we're going to be a little careful. I'm going to try to poise backstab. Oh, wait. Can't do that. Oh, a little bit of lag. Actually, I'm not concerned about him parrying anymore with that lag. What the hell? That was weird. Shield comes out. I really want to try poise backstabbing. Oh, he put it away again. Once the shield comes up, I want to try it. Combo? God damn it. I wanted to try it. I don't know if you can poise backstab in this game. I've tried several times against people, and I've completely poised through the hit, undeterred, ran through them, perfectly right behind them, and then I attack, and it just does a normal R1. So I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing to get backstabs in this game, but it seems really difficult unless they're, like, just straight up standing still. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that would be a great counter to, like, shield pokers with the infinite stability great shield bullshit, but it, I don't know. When they're in the shield poke, they just, like, don't have frames in which I can backstab them or something. And I'll be, like, perfectly behind them touching him, and I'll just do this. I don't know. It's weird. It's a great sword. So we're going to try to not poise through this, but, he used Royal Knight's off, so we kind of just want to avoid him for a minute, because we're not going to win that trade. It should have expired by now. I think we can start trading. Oof, man's got fucking stamina for days. Holy shit. I've hit him twice and he has not been poise broken, which is kind of weird, actually. What? Do we all have infinite poise? What is happening? This is lag? What? I guess that's lag. That was kind of laggy. It seemed like we both just had infinite poise there. We both just stopped staggering each other. I don't know what the hell was going on there. I didn't learn anything in that fight. That just seemed like a very high latency fight. That was weird. All right, let's do one more. So yeah, overall, these things are pretty good for getting it. God damn it. I just somehow, of all the 30 signs, I summoned the exact same guy again. You know what? I'm going to bust out a fucking parry shield. Switch out this dumb hat. Because he attacks a lot, and I think that would be probably a better idea. Yeah? Recording a video? Wow. Entire video ruined. Thanks, Mom. Dude, is this guy so laggy he didn't even fucking connect? Oh, there we go. No, he just... It's a really bad computer, I guess. Alright. I'm gonna try to parry him now because he was just super fucking aggro last time. And he's laggy as shit, but I'm still gonna try. Because I'm fucking dumb. Wait, you have spells? I guess the name is Wizard Weed. Wait, where did his greatsword go? Is that a greatsword? That looks like a straight sword. Fuck it, dude. God, that was a laggy parry. Alright. Good one to end it on, I guess. Something of note that I just noticed, right before we end the video. If this thing is buffed, this is kind of neat. Hey, look at that. If you made it to the end of the video, you learned something cool. If this thing is buffed, even if you have a parry shield out, you do attack with 2 of them. That's really neat. Look at that. Hey, I learned something. Yeah, that's interesting. Huh. That's not bad. Good for you, Ornamental Straight Sword. I wish that buff lasted more than like 8 seconds, but hey, very cool. Well, that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.